Welcome back. In the last episode, we spoke about getting paid and not played. One thing I realized before I became a full-time makeup artist was how many people I met that were not handling their business like a boss, myself included. If you missed that episode, be sure to catch up. We were all about business, and this week we dive right back into makeup. I hosted my second makeup class for this summer on August 15th at NARS Prince Street in Soho here in New York. It was such an exciting experience because I got to see listeners of the podcast and even one of my old customers from Gulf City, the mall where I worked in Trinidad over 6 years ago, was in attendance. This week, I wanted to talk about being challenged. A common theme when you guys slide into my DMs or simply just ask for makeup advice is that you feel stuck and you want to change something. So whether that is your makeup skills or your career or anything else in your life, I want to remind you that I was once where you are and I still visit that place quite often. You see, we don't always have it all together. I love when you guys ask me for career advice and makeup advice because I honestly believe that you could be at any point in your career or your life and have something to share and something that somebody can learn from. So at my Nas Master Class, I usually like to do skin and glow, but this time I taught a colorful halo eye that was inspired by nature. A look that was actually chosen as a poll on my Insta stories. Now, why did I choose to do that? Because I wanted to challenge myself. I used some of my favorite products, but then I used a ton of things that I never used before. And I also discovered one of my newest faves that I would be sharing pretty soon. If you're not following me on Instagram, you can follow me at my personal account at Jalisa Jaikaran, and you'll find that on IGTV. But what does all of this mean? Whether you're a beginner at makeup or just starting out in your career, it's important to challenge yourself. I mean, it's easy to get into a routine. For me, I have all my faves, all the things that I always love to use. But if I continuously just sticking to a routine way too much, then how do I grow? What's safe is easy. And I don't want you guys to get stuck. If you don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation or try something new, you'll just remain where you are. Now today, I want to break down 3 steps that you can take to get to the next level. Whether your goal is better makeup skills, discipline to achieve your goals, or whatever else you're working on in your life. First, you want to identify the areas that are not working. Come on, guys, seriously, let's be honest with ourselves. For me, I took a bigger poster board, and this is something that I've done in the last 3 weeks. I stuck it up and I wrote, these are the things that are overwhelming me right now, and these are the things that I need to work on. And then I wrote next to it, how can I change this? Who can help me? What actions can I take? So I had to write some things down, and I'm like, okay, this person, obviously this is all discussions, or you can figure out if you can have people to help you, if you hire help, if you pay somebody to do something, you work it out how you need to work it out. I wrote down my pain points, and I said, okay, this is overwhelming me, and this is how I'm going to, take action. So that's the second step. After you identify what's not working, figure out an actionable step that can help change that. For me, I know, let's say, I don't want to get too personal. Oh, I'm such a cap. Okay, so I'm such a secret squirrel. Let's say, so one of mine was my video editing. I have been doing YouTube for years, and I'll do videos, I'll post some, and then some days might go by or weeks might go by and I get crazy busy, in the last, crazy busy. So I'm like, okay, I can edit videos. I know I can do it. I can go to YouTube Space, but sometimes I'm just and too busy is also an excuse, guys. But I'm telling you my truth right now. So I know, okay, if I want consistent videos, this is the area that I need help with. I need a video editor to handle that for me. And I have to be honest with myself. He's like, oh yes, you're doing your best, sis, go on. But you always know when you could do better. You have to be honest with yourself always. And then the third step, honestly, is so easy. And it sounds so easy, but it's the hardest part. Get to work. Sometimes you find yourself watching other people's makeup videos, going on YouTube, listening to all the advice, reading books, but none of that matters until you actually do the work. You get to work, you say, you know what, I want to try a wing liner today, and if you keep getting up every day and doing the same thing, you're not going to be able to do that wing liner. Or you're not like, okay, so for a good example as well, LB Charles, she was in the first interview ever in this podcast, and if you guys have not listened to that episode, please go back. It is one of the best episodes so far on the podcast. We love the others too, but that was one of the best performing ones. And LB, when we first was doing our coaching with Linda Zerkas, our mentor, LB decided to have other goals besides her career. She decided that she wanted to become healthier, she wanted to become fit, she wanted to lose weight. And that's what this podcast is all about. Yes, we're talking about makeup. Yes, we're talking about our careers and all these things. But what else? Our career alone is not what is going to give us a balanced life, a happy life. So LB literally transformed her life, and now she has an Instagram page called Lifts LB, and that's pounds L. I can't remember. I'll put it in the show notes, and also on our Instagram. But this is just a good example of taking charge. She did exactly what I said. You break down, these are the areas that are not working. You figure out an actionable step, whether that's going to the gym or just managing your micros, or just counting, like whatever you have to do. You just sit down and be honest with yourself. So that is it for today, guys. I think that this may sound really simple, but it can make such a huge difference. And the best part of this is that it eliminates overwhelm and anxiety and gives you more freedom. You taking away something from your plate is going to change the game. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I am so excited for what's to come. If you guys have any questions, be sure to join us in our Facebook group. A lot of things are going to be happening there. And follow us on Instagram at The Life of a Makeup Artist, where if you use the hashtag, you can find your work featured on our page. I'll see you guys in the next one.